Well, for clarity, the national chairman of APDA, Malam Mohammed Shitu, joins me now in the studio. Many thanks for coming on the program, Malam Shitu.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, let me start by asking you, who owns APDA?
Nigerians owns APDA.
Because if you look at what we see, some of your members, and I was shocked to see that some of your members that, or would you say, co-founders of your party, were at a PDP convention on Saturday.
That is to, you see, APDA is formed by like minds who look at Nigerian and say, look, we must give Nigerian a new, build and create a new Nigeria, where I don't see myself as Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, where development should be the focal point of party politics, where Nigerians should come first. What I can do for Nigerian, not what Nigerian can do for me. Where state, local government, and we are even going to create community development committee where they tap into the resources that is within their locality and harness it and take comparative advantage of those resources so that will help Nigeria. That was our...
Okay, that's your plan. So who is funding your party?
Our party is funded by Nigerians and is guided by the Constitution. We are told, pay your dues so that money bags does not come to hijack the party.
How many members of your party are paying the dues to sustain this party? What is your membership base currently?
Currently, I believe, between that 2 months now, we have gotten nothing less than 5 to 6 million followers.
Followers?
Yes.
I mean members or followers?
Members.
And they have been paying?
They are paying.
Because
are paying. People
I'm very sure
donating.
The word on the street, Malam Shitu, that you may be familiar with is that your party was sponsored by another political party because of the Supreme Court judgment in court, and the case at the Supreme Court, maybe as a backup in case anything happens. I'm very sure that you've heard that.
But that is wrong notion. Even when that is being speculated by people, Adeyeye then, the publicity secretary of McCarthy, come out to say, look, we are not identifying with this party. We don't know them. They are not part of us. They have said it numbers of times. Some people just want to take an opportunity. Now that they see that the young Nigerian, the women, everybody is accepting the party, they went from backyard, write letter to INEC, saying they are forming board of trustee, and that Chief Raymond Dokpesi now said he is the chairman of the board of trustee, and that shocked INEC, and they called the office to say, have you put up board of trustee? And the office said, no, we don't have board of trustee. Our constitution frown at board of trustee, and we have, for that, deliberately, we know it will happen because that is the only way the money bags comes to hijack the party. So we entrench it in our constitution to say, if for you to be board member, not even chairman, board member, you must have spent 5 years consecutive in our party. Consecutive 5 years in our party.
The party is just about 3 months old now.
It's embedded in our constitution.
Yeah, because as it stands right now,
qualification for membership is you have to be a registered card-carrying member of the party for not less than 5 years consecutively.
Okay, I mean,
so you can see, and then
the word within the political party
to say,
yeah.
You can go through the...
because the word there is that there are a lot of former PDP. You yourself, you are a former aide to a former PDP chairman. You work with Alhaji Babangida Tukur. And a lot of people believe that this party is funded by members of the PDP.
You know what happened to Babangida Tukur? You want to bring change, you want to recreate PDP then. You want to bring sanity and make away impunity in PDP. They kick us out. And after they kick us out, we went back to drawing board. And we look at other developed democracy and look at how they developed. I was took to China. I studied 6 months in China for developmental purpose. How do China grow? And it has already built me to say, look.
But China's, you can't compare the system of government in China. A lot of people in Europe have said, I mean, that doesn't look like democracy in some parts of Europe. Their own style of government.
But you take their economic policy, you don't take, you see what we in this country.
I thought you were talking about politics.
Yes, but you take political economy of China. How do they develop their economy? They were down than this 50 years ago. And they look at West, they took capitalism. They look at Russian, they took socialism. They marry it with their communism, and they build it. Today, they give themselves 50 years rolling plan, and 50 years from 1960 to 2010 matured.
Malam Shitu, the big question of
this is what is now.
When you say you came with an alternative, and now the same kind of syndrome. You were a former chairman of a defunct party that was cancelled by INEC. The hope and aspirations of many Nigerians, do you think, are dashed right now that you are having a big problem on your hands?
It's for Nigerians to rise. This is their party. That is, we are fighting impunity. We are fighting what we call hijackers. What we believe that people see opportunity, that this is another opportunity for Nigerians to grow, and they come in to hijack it.
All right.
It is left for Nigerians to stand by us, to see that we want to create a new Nigerian for them.
Okay, let's switch the gears because we're talking about internal party politics in Nigeria. Where Cam returned to Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, where one person was killed during the inauguration of the acting chairman of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Joseph Fafi. Hoodlums stormed the inauguration venue and shooting sporadically to disperse the crowd. The immediate past chairman of the party in Bayelsa State was expelled from the party for alleged anti-party activities alongside his vice chairman and secretary on July the 25th, 2017. Now let's broaden the scope of this conversation. A political analyst and a member of the APC, Mr. Kasim Afegbua, joins us from our Benin studio. Many thanks for coming on the program, Mr. Afegbua. Are you bothered? Your party, the ruling APC, is confronted by enormous crises. A new party like APDA too is faced with its own fair share of crises also. And at this point, seeing this kind of situation in Bayelsa State, are you disappointed with the spate of violence and this kind of disagreement that we see in Nigeria politics today?
Well, thank you, Sean. First and foremost, I'm not an advocate for political violence. I'm also not an advocate of thuggery, hooliganism in politics. I believe politics should be played with the best of intention and decorum. But be that as it may, you should expect that politics is also a game of musical chairs, but not to the extent of shooting guns and killing people. Because the essential purpose of politics is also for the people to advance development, to advance welfare and all of that. But for a ruling party, you should expect that there will be contestation of ideas, of intentions, of interests here and there. And so to that extent, if people are not able to manage their feelings, you know,
Mr. Afegbua, okay, Mr. Afegbua, I would also say, because a lot of people were saying when your party came into the fray, they promised change in every ramification. Is it the kind of change the APC promised? Politics of violence?
You see, change is constant in every human life, and we have been advocating for attitudinal, change, even in politics, in our approach to economics, in our approach to governance, and so many other areas. But you can't get the result overnight. And so what we do is to commence the process of ensuring that we're able to educate people, to reorient them, sensitize them, mobilize them to the extent that they will begin to see politics as a platform for engaging the polity and also making life better for the other person and not for personal aggrandizement.
All right. Mr. Afegbua, we will take a breather. Inter or intra-rankle appears to be a common trait in politics. How healthy or how unhealthy is this for the polity? We dig deeper. My guests are still here when we return after this break. Join us again, everyone.